This is the Cold Steel Rajah II. I got this, I believe it was from knifecenter.com for about $100, and this is the big one with the 6-inch blade. It's also available in more of a normal size. This is a folder. It's another folding kukri. This one has a lock-back design. You do have to squeeze in pretty far and with a good amount of pressure to get that to unlock, which is a good thing for a knife this large, but it does fold up and it does have a pocket clip. And that pocket clip is the opposite of what you would call a deep carry clip. Look how far it is from the end here. But you can actually put this into a normal sized front pocket. The depth right here is actually pretty reasonable by design, and they include a second clip for the other side, so it becomes useful for lefties and righties alike. I appreciate that very much. You actually can open this just by flicking it. I don't have enough room around the camera here, but off camera you can just flick it open as long as you have enough room to swing it. I very strongly recommend against flicking it open. If there's anybody around, you can get into trouble with the law. If you're in a region that does not allow automatics or anything that does not require manual intervention to actually get the blade opened, so don't show off with that unless you know your laws very well. But of course, this huge thing right here as a folder is not allowed to be carried in public in many regions regardless. The steel on this is called a CTS BD1, and from what I've researched, it's not the best stuff. It's not even really mid-range stuff, maybe just a little bit softer than a 8CR13 MOV. It's something in the 440B kind of range, so not great. Fortunately, you do get a lot of material here, and the grind is a little bit on the steep side, which is good for something of this size, and will also help with edge retention in chopping. I've done just a little bit of chopping with this just to test it, but just a little bit on the soft side. It does sharpen up very easily. You just get a nice little fine hone on there with a micro edge. With softer steels, of course, you can lay down the grind a bit more and get into that real hair popping kind of razor finish on them. But for something like this, more utilitarian, I recommend not going to that degree. The handle is very conducive to chopping because they've got the axe handle style design here with an indent also for your pinky finger, and it just holds very well from a nice distance like that. One thing that I don't like about this handle from an ergonomic perspective is how hard the material is used for these scales. They've put a lot of texture onto the faces, both faces, but unfortunately the material itself is just so intrinsically hard and slippy. It's almost like it has a little bit of a Teflon kind of finish to it in a way. Just that sort of mechanical slippiness to it. So that's unfortunate that it just doesn't grab very well. Perhaps they could have given it a little extra texture around all of it, but it feels like it's just a little bit too loose to me. Even when I have an intentionally loose grip, I don't expect it to slide around quite as easily as it does. Once I grip down on it, then it's going to start working properly. I don't know what, there we go. There's a little piece of tape that was bugging me there. But just know that this is not nearly as grippy as it looks in photographs. I do have to compare this to the Boker Magnum folding kukri that I previously took a look at. That was a terrible disappointment in terms of its performance, and that one was pretty big, but nothing compared to the Rajah II. The Rajah II is available in I think it's a 3 1/4 inch blade as well, so more of a standard folding knife size. And this thing is just definitely ready to be used. Just know that if you use it a lot, you will probably be touching up the edge quite a bit if you really care about, serious sharpness. But I'm pretty happy with what I got. I do wish that it had a little bit harder steel for that price, but for the volume of stuff that you get here, it's definitely a quantity versus quality. Quality is not bad here at all, but material choice I think could have been a little bit better. I'm still happy with what I got. Very happy with the inclusion for folks who are not right-handed, of the additional pocket clip, and just in general, it's a pretty cool thing to own and feels pretty good to use as well for the most part.